My name is Matthew Bachali, and I am the co-founder of Imani Ministries. I started this ministry with Mwangi Ndegwa, who is a Kenyan American. The reason that we're in this village of Theri and now a new village called Oloy Toktok is because we wanted to be a part of God's kingdom work in this region of the world and this region of Kenya. These are people of great dignity, and yet they're in poverty, so they just don't have really any way to get started. They don't have any way to get out of the cycles. And one thing you see with poverty is that people have to kind of live like this. They kind of live today, and we try to help them just kind of look up. They have to take care of themselves, but when we come in, we assist, and all of a sudden they start seeing beyond themselves. We wanted to open a children's home, but the kids that we really wanted to assist were the true orphans. That means they don't have a mom and dad. Or single orphans, that means they may have a mom or dad, but they're essentially abandoned, or oftentimes maybe there's a mom who has special needs. And we went in and we said, let's take care of these kids in a loving, small home. So we opened the home in 2015 with 11 kids. And we asked Mwangi's sister-in-law to be our first house mom, and here we are 7 years later. She's still our house mom. Her name is Milka, and she loves these kids. She brags about how she has now 17 more kids than her original 3. So Imani Ministries really wants to expand and to grow influence in different parts of Kenya. And we found an opportunity that was presented to us through friendship where we could go into the Maasai Mara region. And there's a beautiful tribe down there called the Maasai. These are the men who wear the Scottish kilts, and the women wear all the beautiful colors and the beaded work jewelry. And they've been a tribe that has stuck very close to their roots and their history, which goes back hundreds of years. And yet, in any kind of cultural background, whether it's in the United States or Kenya or anywhere in the world, there's also an underbelly to every culture. And what we began to learn is that in this particular culture, the Maasai culture, poor men will sell their daughters to richer men in the culture to become that richer man's wife. It could be his first, second, third, or even fourth wife. And these little girls, who could be as young as 9, 10, or 11 years old, are sold to another man to become a housewife and to have babies. 9 out of 10 girls in the Maasai culture don't make it to 9th grade in their education. There's also other parts of their tradition where these girls, they're circumcised. But to be circumcised at 8, 9, 10 years old, to be sold by your parents to another man so that you can become his wife and to allow him to have more children, it has robbed generations of girls from an opportunity to find out their full, sweet potential. True orphans, girls who've been truly orphaned, they don't have a mom or dad. They're now the property of an aunt or an uncle or grandparents, distant relative. They're even more vulnerable. So those are the girls that we're targeting. These are the girls that we want to take out of these vulnerable situations and bring into a loving, Christ-centered home with a loving house mom. All of us will be infusing into that just outstanding resources and ministry opportunities for these girls. We want to get these girls through high school and college. It's a 20-year proposition when we bring in a 6-year-old in. In fact, that's what we want to do. We want to bring in little girls, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 years old, because that means they haven't been circumcised. That means they haven't been forced into a marriage. We want to raise these girls and bring them into a place where they can bring great value and dignity back into their village when they're in their early 20s. And they come back, but they're going to come back educated, and they're going to be wise to what the next generation can do to alleviate this problem. We need prayer to raise up godly Kenyan men and women to lead these initiatives and to support this work. And we need prayer for more financial support and financial partners so that we can get to number 2, and that is we really do want people to prayerfully consider what it means to give to Imani Ministries. We're raising approximately $100,000 so that we can remodel this little home so that we can build up the grounds and the farm, so that we can put a fence and gate around the entire property to keep these little beautiful girls safe. And then we're raising up 3 years of capital to pay for all of the staffing and all the operational expenses. $100,000 is our best guesstimate. We know it could be more, it could be less, but we've been in this country doing this work for 8 years, and we know what $100,000 is going to do to transform these girls' lives, which eventually can transform this culture. It's worth every penny.